loves, and welcome to this installment of Americans Who Love Britain. This is in our food category where we talk about some traditional English fare, and today we're going to talk to you about how to put together a classic dish called toad in the hole. If you've ever been to a British pub, it's standard fare pub food, or if you watched a British comedy and always wondered when someone is eating or asking or ordering for a toad in the hole, exactly what was that? Well, we're going to show you right here on Americans Who Love Britain. But as always, before we get the show going, we have to have a taste of our favorite Bevvy. For those that don't know, Bevvy is English slang for your favorite alcohol beverage. I've chosen Seagram's classic lime margarita. Cheers. Okay, I'm going to run through the ingredients and we're going to put them together and then come back, put them in the oven and show you what it looks like. But I wanted to run through with you the basic ingredients. The batter for toad in the hole is very much like our Yorkshire pudding batter, if you've seen that video here. But here in front of me, I have 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour with a scant teaspoon of kosher salt and about 1/4 teaspoon of pepper whisked in. Over here we have 3 eggs. I have these covered. 3 eggs beaten. Here we have 2 tablespoons of melted butter and then 1.5 cups of milk. Now, traditionally, toad in the hole, which it's basically a batter poured over your favorite English banger. Again, English slang, banger is English slang for sausages. And traditionally they are plain pork sausages, much like the ones that I have here. Pork sausages in their plain state is kind of hard to find here in the U.S. I did find these in the butcher case at my local Kroger store. These are pure pork, fresh sausages, not frozen, and they have a touch of blue cheese in them. It's hard to find, as I said, the plain pork bangers, but these will be tasty. You can use really any sausage that you would like, but I try to stay pretty traditional here, so I've got these pork bangers with a little bit of blue cheese in it. Look around, ask your local butcher if they have plain pork sausages, but you can use any sausage that you like. I just, you know, a word of note is in England they don't have as many smoked sausages as we have, like Eckrich or Hillshire Farms or all that. You could use that if you like, but a traditional toad in the hole would be a plain pork banger or sausage with, as far as the pan, you can use a 9x9, the recipe. And by the way, I'm going to post the recipe I'm using down below so you can look it up. It says to use a 9x9 or an 8x12. I'm using an 8x12, kind of an oval or rounded rectangle here for this dish. So what we're going to do, I'm going to step away. I'm going to put all of our ingredients together and beat them into a batter. Like our Yorkshire puddings, this batter has to sit for 30 minutes. So I'm going to put it together, and while you're away doing your batter, you'll also want to brown your sausages. We're going to do that, come back, put all the ingredients together, and pop it in the oven, and then we'll show you the finished product. You're going to love it, I bet. We'll be right back. And we're back. While we were gone, we put all of our ingredients together in our batter, which we're going to go ahead and give it another quick stir, kind of like we did in our Yorkshire pudding thing. You want to make sure it's smooth, and you want to get a little bit of air in it before we put this together. In the background, while our oven is heating up to 425, we put our pan in there, and there's the signal that it's done. We put our pan in there with a tablespoon of canola oil so it could be heating up. But in any event, we put a little bit more air in our batter here. On the sausages, I'll say this, I like to cook them at least halfway. It says in the recipe at least 2 sides need to be browned. There's nothing worse than underdone sausages, so I cook them a little over halfway. As you can see, they're very brown here. You just do that in a skillet. So again, while we were away, we put our batter together. It sat for 30 minutes. Our sausages are now brown. Our oven is ready with our pan of canola oil, and we're going to put this baby together. I'm going to take my pan. It's very hot. Be very careful. Our oil is very, very hot, like in our Yorkshire pudding recipe. I like to pour a little bit of batter in before I put the sausages because I like them, and you get that sizzle just like in our Yorkshire pudding recipe. Go ahead and put the sausages in like so, kind of space them out evenly. Mine are still a little hot, but in any event, we put those in there, space them out, and then we're going to pour our batter, the remaining batter, over the top of them, and we're going to put them in our 425 oven for 25 minutes to 30 minutes until they're golden brown. Again, very, very hot. We're going to pop those back in, and as you can see, we got a little bit of sizzle from the hot oil. That's what makes it just right. You know you're doing it right. And again, we pop those in 25-30 minutes at 425. You just want the batter or the dough to be golden brown on the top. Take them out of the oven and serve them up. So we're going to let them cook. When we come back, we'll take them out of the oven. We'll show you a beautiful dish of traditional English toad in the hole. We'll cut it out. We'll cut a piece of it. I'll show you how to serve it and what you can serve it with, and we'll be bon appetit for sure. We'll be right back. And we're back. 30 minutes later, that's what it took my oven. They vary a little bit, but here is our beautiful, cooked to a golden brown. It's still a little hot. I've let it fall, but it is a beautiful, beautiful toad in the hole. The reason it's called toad in the hole is the batter has the sausage sticking out of it, and a lot of times the way it cooks, it looks like a toad looking out of a hole in the ground, hence toad in the hole. You gotta love the British. But in any event, let's serve this up. Our sausage is shifted just a little bit, but I have cut a section out here. I'm gonna see if I can get it out of the dish. It's still very, very hot. Now, you can eat this plain, and this is a big portion because, as I said, our sausage is shifted a little bit. You can eat this plain, and as I said, these should be pretty tasty sausages. They have a little bit of blue cheese in them, but you can also add mustard if you like that, ketchup if you like that, and of course I've got my trusty bottle of English HP sauce, which is very popular in Britain. It's a little bit of the equivalent of our A1 sauce, but not quite as strong. But in any event, let's take a little slice here and see how it turned out. Again, the sausages are set down in this eggy, kind of a Yorkshire pudding type of dough. You take a little slice of the sausage and a little bit of the dough, and so awesome, so awesome. That's it for now. We wanted to show you what it looked like in addition to posting the recipe down in the description. Follow it, you'll be in great shape. Again, thank you for watching. I'm your happy-go-lucky Texas-based anglophile, Scott Jones. We'll be back with more recipes of traditional British fare. Until then, cheers.